Haven't heard of Mary Fields? Well, then this should be good. Mary Fields was born into slavery in the early 1830s in Tennessee, where she lived in bondage until the end of the Civil War when she was emancipated. After she was emancipated, she traveled around the southern United States finding work on steamboats along the Mississippi River. In the late 1870s, she became a housekeeper at the Ursuline Convent in Toledo, Ohio, where she had a close relationship with Mother Amadeus, who was related by marriage to the family who enslaved Mary Fields in Tennessee. She worked for the nuns at the convent, washing laundry, managing the kitchen, and maintaining the convent's gardens and grounds. After several of the nuns left the convent to move to Montana to work at St. Peter's, a school for indigenous girls, Mary followed suit in 1885 to go help them with the school. Mary was documented being around 6 feet tall, about 200 pounds, and capable of doing what was called man's work back then. She was grisly, she liked to swear and cuss, and she would get in little fights with the other workers, and because of all this, they kicked her out of the school. After she left, she moved to a nearby town called Cascade, where she was the only black resident from 1886 to 1914. Mary, she was a tough cookie. She refused to take the typical jobs that were out there for black women in that era. However, in 1895, she scored a contract to be a star route carrier for the U.S. Postal Service, and that was an independent contractor who would deliver the mail by stagecoach. And for the record, Mary was the first black woman and the second woman total to receive a contract to be a star route carrier for the U.S. Postal Service. And Mary's route was a 34-mile round trip between St. Peter's Mission and the town of Cascade, and in 8 years, she never missed one day of work. She endured harsh weather, animals, bandits, and when the snow was too deep to get her cart through, she would finish the route in snowshoes. And even while she was getting older, she never let anything stop her from finishing her route, and she even earned the nickname Stagecoach Mary for her reliability and her speed. As the sole African American in Cascade, she didn't have the benefit of having a close-knit black community. However, the people of Cascade did accept her and celebrated her life as well as her death in 1914. This is what Gary Cooper wrote about Mary in the 1950 Negro Digest. She was, in the best sense, a pioneer woman. She was rough and she was tough. Was born a slave, but lived to be one of the freest souls to ever draw a breath or a 38.